I'm Greg Morthel, the winemaker for Davis Bynum, and I have a passion for Pinot. Pinot is hard to grow. It's hard to make. It's got a mind of its own, that's for sure. And it I think is the complications of growing it and making it come out in the glass. Pinot is incredibly diverse, and that range that you can make starts when you pick the grapes. If you're making a rosé, you're picking it really early, low sugar, high acid. But you can also make a full-blooded Pinot Noir that way too. And you can have more reddish fruit by doing that. You can range it out to darker fruit. The reality, though, for me is that when you pick the Pinot Noir, unlike any other variety, it's still in control. And as long as you've been making it for years on end from the same vineyards, you get an idea of what that Pinot wants to do. The best you can do is help guide it and just kind of wrap your arms around that and nudge a little bit. But you really need to be listening. I love Pinot Noir, especially with pork chops and salt and pepper. It's just something really simple, but you can have amazing flavor development between the food and the wine, a lot of synergy. You could do vegetarian dishes too, beets, just things that show a little acid if that matches in the wine. Pinot really has a broad range and it just pairs super well. And you can't really describe using all the other fruits out there what a cherry tastes like. I mean, there's only that type of cherry or that black cherry, or maybe it's jammy or maybe it's dried. My grandma used to make fruit leather, and a dried fruit character is different than a fresh fruit character. So you've got this massive range. I got into this business a long time ago. Well, it's over 20 years ago. I followed my heart out to Sonoma County, so I actually didn't know a whole lot about the Russian River at that point in time. But yeah, I followed my girlfriend Mary out to Sonoma County. She came out to go to Sonoma State, and boy, was that a good move on my part. Little what I know, for a variety of reasons. Now we're married, have a couple of kids, but got into winemaking some years later. I first worked at a wine laboratory, actually pretty quick on, but then learned wine there, and we were able to take wine samples home. Went to work for a winery 4 years later. And then a couple years after that, landed over at Davis Bynum and started making wine there. And so it's been 12 years now running. So out here in the Russian River, it's amazingly diverse, in Sonoma County in general. But the Russian River, is not just one big valley. It's a big valley, but with a lot of little ripples and corners to it. There are four major soil types in the Russian River. And the Pinots come out different from those different soil types. There's volcanic and sedimentary. There's the old stuff we call Franciscan. And there's this inland sea that drained out 5 million years ago, which is the Goldridge soils right here. So the Pinots come out very differently because of that and because of the climate. But that leads into something that I'm incredibly passionate about, which is the intersection of these kind of science-oriented things, earth sciences, and the art of making Pinot Noir. When I come to passion for Pinot, I'm looking to engage with the crowd that's there, and there'll be a diverse crowd. They'll come from some miles around. It's a well-known event, but it's also, it's also kind of a quaint event. You can really rub shoulders with people. You can really chat with people and just kind of go around the side. That you don't have to be behind the table. I'm looking forward to getting out front and shaking hands and, just finding out what makes other people's clock tick as far as, why are they there for Pinot Noir, really? I'm there also to explore with, some of the other great producers that'll be there, and I know there will be many. And it's always great to see some friends, but to make some new ones as well. So for all those reasons, that's why I'm going to Passion for Pinot.